And here we go. I think we are live. We are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this second Titan Kickstarter video. I am here with Matthieu Podevin. We are live. So, hello, Matthieu.
Hello, Georgina.
Matthieu
hello, everybody.
is the author of Titan, and we are here today to have a chat about Titan's solo mode, which is something I only discovered very recently. Now, Matthieu is not a native English speaker. He has very kindly agreed to sit here and guide me through the solo mode of Titan. I was supposed to be doing this with Jamie. Jamie is sick. Sorry, Jamie, if you're watching this. We'll do our best. So here we go. So Titan solo mode, to give you guys a bit of an idea of the kind of general presentation of the fluff, as it were. We are all miners working for the Stardial Corporation. When you play in solo mode, the Stardial Corporation has decided to send in a new advanced AI to mine at the same time as you, with the objective of proving that humans are useless and that it can cut its overheads by sending bots instead. So your objective, obviously, as one of the human miners of the Stardial Corporation, is to prove them wrong by doing better and getting a higher score. However, for all of you solo players out there who like a challenge, this is absolutely for you. Titan solo mode is very, very tough. So we were saying earlier when we were talking about solo mode that Matthieu has now played about, dozens and dozens of test games, but over the last 20 test games that he's played, he's only actually managed to beat the AI 4 times. Bearing in mind that obviously you're the author of the game and one of the best players of it that I know, so if you're looking for a challenge as a solo player, this is most definitely for you. So, to give you an idea of how this works, what happens when you play Titan in solo mode is you are going to set up the game pretty much as normal. However, for the bot, depending on how you are playing, now obviously this is a draft sheet of how we do this. We will be doing a lovely, beautiful rulebook for this, but to give you guys an idea of how it works, these are the setups that you have to do if you are playing solo mode. So the black squares that you can see here, so this, for example, is 2 players, 3/4 of the board is 3 players, and then full board is 4 or 5 players. The black squares that you see here are the ice tiles that we put onto the board. The ice tiles, just as a quick reminder, prevent you from building rigs on those areas, so they essentially block off that part of the board. Pipes can move through them, but you can't build there, so it's just kind of making everything a bit trickier. These layouts are preset. There are different variations, but that's basically how it works. So as you can see, there are going to be certain layouts where the players are going to be much more kind of squished together. There are going to be different layouts where the bot is more on its own, and then all the players play separately, which is this one here. Many thanks. And then, yeah, there'll be sort of one part of the board completely blocked off. So there are lots of different configurations. Do you choose which of these that you want to try, or is that completely set?
No, it's set with the first rig you
yes, okay, of course, yeah. So, to explain to you guys exactly how it is that solo mode is going to work, basically, the entire behavior of the AI is going to be determined by the value of the rig that you first put down.
First rig.
Yeah, the first rig that you put down. So, the way you choose that rig, normally, obviously, when you're playing with several players, the players choose by reverse order of play for starting setup. The bot is always the last player, so he will choose first, always, when it's the rig. And basically, it's going to be done via the objective tiles. So there are different objectives. This one is for the platform, the rigs, sorry. And basically, you are going to be choosing the rig that's the furthest to the left for the color on the rig objective. This control objective is red, so the bot has chosen a red rig as it's starting. And then the value of the rig is basically going to determine how aggressive the bot is going to be. So 0, it's going to be mainly concentrating its efforts on getting lots of deuterium into its hold. And then all the way up to 5, it's going to be breaking your pipes. It's going to be giving you Tollens to put into your hold, which are the cubes that lose you points at the end of the game. So it's basically Henry the Hoover all the way up to full Dalek. That's how the solo mode basically works in terms of behavior. So in terms of the very kind of practical workings of it, you will have a sheet with the list of the different behaviors. The bots,
6 behaviors.
Yeah, 6 of the 6 different behaviors. So 0 to 5. The bot will do things in a certain order depending on the objectives that it's going for. And all you have to do, as when you're playing solo, is just carry out the actions as the bot requests. So that's pretty much it. The bot will be mainly trying to get deuterium. That is the goal of the bot in Titan solo mode. So it will be drawing cubes from the center of the board. The interesting thing is that contrary to a human player, it doesn't produce any resources. So it will not be activating buildings when it hooks up to them with a section of pipe, contrary to a regular game of Titan with human players. It will, however, be taking Tollins into its hold, but Tollins and deuterium will be the only two things that the bot will be taking in. So that's the main big difference between solo mode and main. So we're going to play 2 rounds, I think, of this, just to give you guys an idea of how it works. We have actually done our sort of pre-setup of this. So what's happened here is Matthieu is going to be very kindly playing as the bot for me because he knows the rules far better than I do, and I am basically just going to be fighting for my life. So I have set up as the pink player here. Matthieu has set up as the grey player here. So just to go over once again how this works. Matthieu had to choose a red building for the bot as it was the colour that the objective tile demands. The building that was available on the top of that pile, the first rig, was a value 5, which means the bot is going to be extremely aggressive with me. And other than that, you do a regular setup, so your 3 pipes, your platform, and then 1 ice tile. On my side, I have done my basic setup. I have all of my starting resources, which the bot does not have. I actually find
just
that sort of, just the Tollins from having gone down 1. I find that's a really good way of doing things because it gives you far less things to manage. The bot,
quick.
Yeah. So it makes it super fast and simple. So that's nice to know. But yeah, the bot has. I've already played a few games of this now. It is extremely tricky. It's an interesting puzzle to try and solve, bearing in mind that you know exactly how the bot's going to behave. So yeah, we'll see how I do, and I'm going to guess that it's going to be not very well. So we've set up everything. Just to give you guys a quick reminder, the bot is going to be doing things in a certain order. So we'll be placing down pipes, moving drones around, trying to take control of rigs on the map. That's a big thing that the bot's going to be doing. The bot will be trying to fulfill as many objectives as possible, and will also be fulfilling a certain amount of the planetary orders. For the highest level of aggression, it doesn't fulfill many of these.
2 first round.
2 in the first round, okay, which is already quite a lot. So it's all automated. The bot obviously doesn't have these resources to spend, but does it as if it does. Same goes for taking control of a rig. Normally you would have to pay in silicium cubes. The bot obviously doesn't have any, but it has a certain limitation on how it can take control of a building. I will explain that as we go along. And then it has all of these regular, so this one obviously it can't do because it doesn't have enough resources, which is one of the few weaknesses that the bot has, if we're being honest. It can and will do this one, it will do this one, and this one, and this one, and all of the planetary orders. And it will go for this Mars order as well? No, it doesn't go for that one? Okay. Not on this level of aggression?
Just
okay.
three commands.
Okay. But in the lower levels of aggression, it does go for this it does go for that as well. Oof. Wowza. This is gonna be tough. Well, we'll see how I do. So, we may as well get started. Let the pain begin. So, I am first player because the human players are always first, the bot always goes last.
Only for the first round.
Oh, only for the first round. And then it goes over to the bot's first player, yeah. Okay, so I've done my basic setup. I've got all my starting resources, so I now get to pick my first rig to start the game. I'm going to go with silicium, please, and I'm going to put it here. So I get 1 silicium cube and 1 water cube because of the resource tokens that were available on that spot. So 1 silicium and 1 water to add to my little collection here. I've got going. Into my dropship. I always forget about that. Today I cannot seem to remember it. So I fill up the remaining spaces in my dropship with pipes, and those are going to be my 4 actions for this round. So the bot...
Choose the black one.
Okay, so the bot already has, obviously there's already a red building on the map, there's already a blue building on the map, so it's going to go for the next logical decision for it, which is black. is going to place it there because that is predetermined by the sheet that you'll have. So you know that it's always going to go here. So the bot gets 0 points for that. I've got 3 for mine. Everything else happens exactly as normal. Nothing else changes about the game. And that's all she wrote. So you don't have any resources in the bot's dropship. You just ignore those resources. The bot is always going to place its pipes the furthest in. So basically it's going to be taking up the slots that have resources on them, which is going to be a real pain for me to deal with. And there we go. That's it. I can now start playing. So I'm going to start by placing a section of pipe onto the map because I can't do a pre-activation of a drone. So I'm going to place it here. That gets me 1 titanium cube for the pipe and 1... it was, titanium, 1 silicium. Thank you very much. Okay, lovely. And then for my first drone action, I'm going to move drone number 1 here. There we go.
Start will place pipe.
Okay, so the starbot starts by placing a section of pipe. Okay, so it's trying to get to there. Okay, so the arrows are facing the wrong direction. So again, always places in the center to make sure that it takes up those resources that would have been great for me to have. But it's moving towards the next building on the most logical sequence of actions and also the buildings of the highest value within that section. So yeah, it's going to make those logical decisions. Once it's placed down a pipe, it does a drone action. Lovely. So the drone goes and sits on the building of the highest value. Basically what it's seeking to do is use the worker placement mechanic that Titan has to reduce the cost of that building. Its objective being to take control of as many buildings as it can. And obviously that's part of the objective too. So it's good for it to do that. Okay. So really a good thing for me to do will be to try and beat the bot to getting this building if I can. Sure. I mean, I can. I'm just going to have to be real quick. Okay, fair enough. So, next move, I'm going to place down this final section of pipe and I'm going to activate this rig again. So that gets me an additional 2 silicium, which is the resource that you use to take control of buildings. So that's 4. And then if I move drone number 2 here, I can because it's in my network, then that's now only going to cost me 4 to purchase, so I can do it. Yeah. It's going to cost me in the long term with the red cubes, but I can beat the bot to doing it. You know what? This is this is only my second game of solo mode, so I'm going to do it. So I'll take a red module, please. So I'll spend my 4 silicium to take control of that rig before the bot can get there. Because as you guys are going to see, it happens really quickly. Yeah. The bot takes control of stuff really, really quickly.
Next time you take control of the red rig.
Yeah, exactly. So basically to give you guys an idea of how it works, obviously the bot has no resources in its hold with which it can pay to take control of a rig. So how it works is on turn 1, the value of the rig has to be 1. Yeah, for it to be able to take control of it. Turn 2, it has to be 2, then 3, then 4. So the further along in the turn number you are, the more easily it can take control of a rig. So basically it's go, go, go. You have to optimize everything and do it as quickly as possible, as I learnt in the first game of this that I played. painfully learnt. Okay. So that's going to be the end of my turn. I can fulfill that order. You know, I'm going to do that.
Ooh.
Yep, I'm going to try and get as far ahead of the bot as I can.
2 more points.
Okay, so 2 more points there. And there we go, that is the end of my turn. So it's the bot's turn again.
Yeah. He chooses. You take control of the blue rig. So
yeah.
He want to take control of the red rig now.
Yeah. So the value of the rig is currently 6 minus 2 minus another 1 for the drone that's there, so 3. Yeah. However, so
he places a pipe.
Yeah.
Next to the rig.
Yeah, which reduces the cost of it, obviously.
And near the center of the board.
Yeah. Yeah, always near the center where the resources are, of course. Moves a drone there. And now it can do it. Yeah, so it can take control. it always places a module of the same color as the original rig, just to keep things easier. If there are no modules of that color left, you basically do a toss, don't you? It's like you take two and do a toss. I think you were explaining to me earlier. If there are no modules of that color left.
It takes a module in the color. Là, il en reste le plus, where the most.
Okay, that has the. So you take the bot takes a module of the color that has the most left, or obviously if there are several, then in order of priority, and then you do kind of like you just sort of mix them up and drop one onto the table, and that's the one that you do, just to keep it simple.
7 points.
Okay. So that's 7 points for the bot.
I forgot something.
However, yes.
First one.
So so the first turn. Okay, so the
first turn.
So the very first turn, the bot gets to take a deuterium from the core, which is huge. I mean, really, it's impossible. No player can really do unless you have.
It costs titanium.
Yeah.
Hydrocarbon.
Hydrocarbon. So
for the first turn, it's very expensive for one deuterium.
Yeah, it does cost you a lot. So a regular player could do it, but it would cost you 2 resources, which is maybe not an efficient way of doing things.
Second turn.
Yeah.
The Starbot to Wolf
is going to steal from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 deuterium.
But there's no deuterium.
No deuterium there.
Okay, so would it take from here? No. Okay, so it only steals from rigs that belong to me, that I have taken control of, that have my control token on them. Okay, so it won't steal anything from me. So I did quite a good job of blocking it off there.
Very, very good.
Okay, which that is going to cost me long term, however. But if I can manage to get a red building strategy going so that I can keep cleaning them out, then I should be okay. All right, well that's interesting. Okay, so that's the end of the bot's turn, so back to me. I don't have any pipes left, so I'm just going to take a resource from my dropship and put it into my hold, and then I have drone number 3 who can move. Drone number 3 is currently here. I could put drone number 3... I'm going to already start preparing for the next round, I think, and I'm going to put drone number 3 here. We'll see how that goes. I can't do anything else. I don't have any water left currently to fulfill this order, so that's next it. Turn. Yep, yeah. Next turn for the bot. So the bot has no more pipes left. All the bot can do is move. Okay, so the bot's going to move to that building, and again, going to be reducing the cost of it to try and take control of it, because there are no other available blue rigs on the map currently. Okay, well that's interesting.
And this time, it gives you a little gift.
Oh, lovely! How kind! Thank you, Starbot. That's great. Okay, so again, all of this is going to be written out in detail on the all I can think of is the French word now. If it's in the rule book, on the rule sheet that you get, there'll be a very clearly defined order of actions that the drone can do, and so on its third turn, it will always give you a tolerance cube, basically. So lovely. So first turn, it takes from the core. Yeah. Third turn, it's going to give you a tolerance. So you know what's coming. You just have to try and figure out how you're going to handle it. Okay. So final turn for me this round. Again, no pipes left, so I'm going to take this water cube. Again, I'm preparing for the next round, so I'm going to put drone number 4 here. And, hey, that's...
And you could fulfill it.
I can fulfill that order. I'm going to do it because it's the best way I have currently of just getting as many points as possible. So I discard the resources and fulfill that planetary order. Lovely. So that's the end of my round.
You move the 4th one.
Okay, so the drone the bot has no pipes left, so it's just going to move a drone, again, seeking to reduce the cost of this. Currently still too high? It can't take control?
No, it can't take control.
It can?
1,
7.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Minus 2. 4.
4. Yeah. Okay, so turn number 4, the building has to have a cost of a maximum of 4 for it to be able to buy it, and it does, so it can. Oof. Yeah, so that's... and that's a good building, really, for that drone to have, too. Yeah. That's really good.
A little gift.
Oh, again! Oh, my God. Okay, yeah, so when you're playing against the bot in its highest level of aggression, you really have to get some kind of purification machine going up to get rid of the tolerance that it's going to keep giving you. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the round. We both have empty dropships now, so the next round is going to proceed as normal. But
the next move from Starbuck is destroying your pipe.
Yes, that's true. So at the end of the round, in the fifth level of aggression, Starbot will always destroy one of my pipes at the end of the round. So, and it will be the pipe that's closest to my base, and if it can, it will be a vertical pipe. If not, it will be by order of usefulness to me, basically like that. Okay. Well, that's a kick in the teeth, but hey, that's how it goes when you play solo. So the next round will set up as normal. So we are going to do the extraction phase. Actually, Starbot has done me a favour because I would have extracted a Tollens from that building during the end of round extraction phase, which I don't now get. I do not own this building, so nothing comes rich for me. And then, the bot takes from the buildings that it owns as an ordinary player would. And that's it.
That's it. So
the next round gets set up as normal. Starbot becomes first player. So the Starbot chooses its next building by order of priority. So it's obviously going to take a blue. Yeah. And again, the spot it places it on the map is predetermined by the rule book. So it gets 3 points for that as normal. Okay. So really, I don't really need to take a red building here necessarily. Silicium could be a
This one is very, very good.
That's true. But it's not going to get me a lot of points, I guess. And also, I suppose I'll take a risk. I'll go for a second Silicium builder. We'll see if we can go full Silicium. It might go terribly for me. It might be fine. So 2 points. I'm going to put it here because my drone's already sitting there and they're ready to go, ready to optimize. Yeah. So I get one hydrocarbon, which I've got one sitting here, which goes into my dropship, and I will get 3 pipe actions for this round. Okay, so the bot plays first. Again, he's put the bot has placed their rig on the outer ring, so again, only 2 pipes to place. So first action for the bot will be to put down a section of pipe and then move a drone to that area. Again, always seeking to reduce the cost as much as they can. Okay.
And when the drone forms a something.
Okay, so this could be interesting. I'm going to go ahead and put my section of pipe here. So I get a Tollens for that, unfortunately, but that's how the cookie crumbles. It's okay. And I'm going to get a truckload of Silicium for this.
4, 5 Silicium.
So I get 5 because this rig is going to activate. I get 1, 2, 3 because my drones are there. This one will also activate because it's the same type. So when you activate one building by hooking a piece of pipe to it, all of the others will activate at the same time. Any others are the same colour, that is. So this will activate. There's also a drone there, hence I get 5, which is many and lots. Okay, so I have the opportunity here to beat the bot to its goal again. What I can do, so the rule in Titan is you can purchase a building without actually having to have it within your network if a drone is there. This building is going to be really expensive for me. I'm going to have to pay 6 to take control of it, but I can absolutely do it. And to stop the bot from doing it, it's kind of worth me doing it. It's going to have to be worth me doing it. So to move my drone outside of my network, I'm going to spend 1. And drone number 1, because this is tone 1, is going to move here, destroying pipes as it goes.
5.
And it's going to cost me 5 Silicium to purchase that. I have enough. I'm going to do it. just to stop the bot from getting there first. So 5, I'm going to take I'll take a red module, because I guess why not? And that's 5 points for me.
Yeah.
So for the moment, I'm managing to just kind of pip the bot to the post each time. Okay, so one of my tokens has to go on there. I can't fulfill this order because I don't have any water. That's the end of my first turn.
So Starbot have a choice between 2 silicium rig.
Okay.
And it chose the most valuable.
Sure.
rig.
Okay, so it would choose this one. So basically, I've taken away the opportunity that it had to fulfill this objective. It's now going to attempt to continue by fulfilling this one. So again, always by taking control of the rigs. All right.
And it can take control of it. For 5 points.
So again, that seemingly cavernous delta that I'd been building up there did not last very long.
And it's still you. 1 deuterium.
And it's going to take 1 deuterium away from that. But again, that rig isn't part of my network. It's not linked back to my base. So unless I steal things, there's not really much I can do about that anyway. Okay. So I managed to do that. It did cost me dearly, but it was done. So there you go. That's the thing. 6. Ooh, it's difficult. Okay, so I'm going to go here. So I activate this rig. So this is under the control of Starbot. However, Starbot never gets the bonus of the modules, because normally when you own a rig, if another player activates your rig, you always get the module effect. Starbot does not get that. Again, that's one of the few weaknesses that it does have, the very few advantages that we have against it. So I'm going to discard 1 tolerance from my hold, which is cool. Again, can I pip it to the post again? I think I can, yeah, because the cost of this is 6, and I
think you should
get it for 1. I'm going to get it. Yeah, because otherwise it's totally going to get it next turn. So again, I'm going to take a red module because I know it's going to start giving those tolerance to me pretty soon. So that's another 4 points. So I mean, the bot's on my tail, not far behind me at all, but I'm just about holding my own. So I didn't do my drone action, but my drone action would have been pretty much for it to just... I could have moved my drone here and it could have been for free, but that's...
Not for free.
No?
You have no pipeline.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, well, I still can't fulfill this order, so that's it. That's the end of my turn, but hey, I'm happy with that.
No pipeline, and no drone movement. There are no more rig to take control.
Right, okay, sure. So the bot's not going to do anything for the time being. I've stumped it. Oh, of course it's going to give me a tolerance. Okay, well, it is going to do something. Fair enough. So all that while it's been merrily stealing deuterium from the core as well. Did it take... No, not this... yeah, just normally.
Yeah, already done.
So, yeah, turn 1, it always takes the deuterium from the core. Which pretty much means it's going to have at least 12 points worth of deuterium in its hold at the end of the game, because it's always going to manage to take all 6 from there, pretty much.
No.
No, or 5, because if it takes 1 per round, then all stealing from the building.
He could already steal from your.
Yeah.
And so, from his own rig.
Yeah. Oof. Okay. So that's the end of the bot's turn. There's nothing else it can really do right now. So I could... Okay, I'll put this here. So that gets me 3 water because of the drone that's there, plus the pipe space.
And you activate.
Oh, and I
So-
activate them. For some reason, I thought that was the bots. I forgot it was pink. So I get to get rid of that tolerance that the bot just gave me. That's all I can do for my turn. So back to the bot.
Final turn.
Yep.
No movement.
No movement.
Just,
but it's going to do something horrible
yeah.
to me.
This one.
Okay, it's going to give me another tolerance. Lovely. Yeah, that will be very challenging for to manage. All right. So my final turn is just going to be taking this hydrocarbon from my dropship because I don't have any pipes left, putting it back into my hold, and I have one drone action. I can prepare for the next round. The next round, I suppose, what I'm going to be wanting to do is build down to the final level, to the core here. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's it.
That's it.
So that's the end of this second round. So we will do the extraction as we usually would. Before we do that, the bot is going to destroy another pipe. So which one would it destroy?
This one.
So it's the closest to
Closest to
your
the
base. Okay. If the closest isn't vertical, obviously it takes it horizontal. So, okay. You can make that work to your advantage because that now gives me another space to to reactivate this rig, which hey, is that's something I can make work for me later on. So that's not that bad. So okay, so extraction. Unfortunately, this building is now in my network, so I have to take a tolerance from it. Ew. This building is in my network, so I have to take a tolerance from it. Tolerance, yeah. So 1 deuterium. This building is one that I control, but it's not in my network, so I don't take anything from it. And I haven't reached the core yet, so I don't take anything else. Well, we'll stop playing there, because I think that gives everybody a good idea of sort of how the solo mode works. Now, to give all of you watching an idea of this, Matthieu and I played I played a solo of this game earlier with Matthieu helping me with controlling the bot. By the end of the second round, the bot was 20 points ahead of me. I did not do very well at all. Basically, I went for a completely different strategy. I tried to be fulfilling lots of the planetary orders, which was working, but the bot was just getting so many rigs under its control that I really wasn't holding up well at all. So this time I tried something different. It definitely worked for now. But the tolerance in my hold, I don't know how I'm going to handle that, like how you would handle that later on in the game, but it's a really fascinating puzzle. It really is. I'm not really what you call a solo gamer myself, but this really interests me. I love Titan so much anyway that I would sit down and give it a go, I think. I really would. I'd be interested to try and hold my own. And the interesting thing is that depending on the level of aggression of the bot, the strategy you would need to use to beat it changes completely. So although I might seem to be off to a good start there, I have rough times ahead. So just to come back to a couple of things. So the other possibilities of behavior that you would have are going to be less aggressive, but more deuterium coming from the core into the hold. So it's going to be bothering me less. I'll be getting less tolerance from it, but at the same time, it will be taking more deuterium straight from the core and from the buildings to fill up its hold. So I mean, there's already 10 points in there, minus 4.
6 points.
So 6 points there at the end of the game, which is quite a lot. Obviously, we're only on the second round. There would be 3 more to come, so there's still quite a lot to work through. It's a very interesting puzzle. We also did a live last night, and we had a viewer ask us if it's possible to play with several bots. So if you had 3 players, for example, and you wanted to play 2 bots to take it up to 5, or 2 players plus 2 bots to take it up to 4, etc., you can absolutely do that. It would be really challenging, and I think the human players would probably have to kind of cooperate a little bit to try and beat the bots, which falls in pretty well with the theme of it, I feel. But yeah, for advanced players of Titan who really want that extra challenge, bringing in the solo mode as an automata as an additional player is a fantastic idea, and probably something that I would do. When you are playing with more with more than one player, so if you're playing with several players in an automata, you were telling me that basically the way that it works is, because I asked you, well, who does the bot attack if it's being aggressive? And you told me that the answer to that is that the bot will always go for the strongest player. So if it's giving you Tollens, it will give the Tollens to the player that has the least. If it's stealing
deuterium at the player at the most.
Yeah, so it takes deuterium from the player that has the most. It will break pipes in the network of the player that has the most on the board. Yeah. So it's always going to attack the strongest player, which I find is very thematic as well. So there we have it. All in all, a very interesting puzzle. For those of you who are intrigued by this and would like to know more, we will be publishing a much more detailed article onto the Kickstarter page explaining how this works and giving you a few examples of drone behaviour sheets. I hope that all of you solo players out there are interested in this. I know that even though I'm not a particular solo player, I really am. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, we are always available in the comments of the Kickstarter page. The comments of this video on Facebook, please do go ahead and ask us questions. We love to answer. And if you are French, then ask Matthieu.
Thank you.
Because he will answer far better than I will. So thank you all again for watching, and we will see you very soon. Bye.